Welcome back, ladies and gents. This is going to be probably one of the last Hedera Hashgraph HBAR videos that we're going to be doing in 2024. And of course, we'll be bringing lots out in 2025. I think 2025 is going to be the year that Hedera Hashgraph rightfully claims a potentially top 5 position in the cryptocurrency space. Certainly Duncan Moyer, one of the higher ups at Aberdeen, one of the largest sort of investment firms in the United Kingdom, had expressed his opinion a long time ago that Hedera was actually going to end up in the top 5, and we're very nearly in the top 10. And boy, oh boy, haven't the sort of tables turned. And we've made sure to keep everybody zealous on Hedera Hashgraph and, of course, the HBAR token. So this potentially is going to be one of the last videos we're going to make this year on Hedera, but we're going to make it a really interesting one. We're going to start things off with looking a little bit of price action, just updating you with what I'm thinking, where my thoughts lay. And nothing has really changed in regards to the direction we ultimately think Hedera is going in. And we're just getting further confirmation of that with price appreciation, with the consolidation that we're seeing right now, and that I think does stand a good chance of resulting to the upside. There is always that scenario that we pull back to the point in which we broke out of what we look at as phase 1 into phase 2. But you are in phase 2 and there is bright days ahead of us. So we will start off on some price action. Then what we're going to be doing, very interestingly, is talking about BitGo. And now we've covered BitGo and their involvement with Hedera previously. They became a governing council member, I believe it was on February this year, 28th of February this year. But BitGo is a significant player within the cryptocurrency space. And what inspired me to do this video was their CEO, Mike Belshi, appearing on CNBC. And he's talking about what's to come this year. And he also talks about the crypto czar, which he also says is a major investor in BitGo, which we know are actively looking to use and utilize Hedera. We'll go and we'll look at the kind of announcement and what Mike has previously said on Hedera specifically. And then we'll finish things off with some comments from Frank Wang, who essentially is the director of platform sales at BitGo. We've listened to a number of comments that he's had to make, but he essentially is talking about how the kind of intertwining of Hedera and BitGo, obviously David Sachs, who is now the crypto czar officially anointed by Donald Trump, is of course, going to be a key player. And there is a link to Hedera with all of this. So we've got a very interesting video lined up for you guys. As promised, let's start things off with a little bit of price action. And ultimately, not much change since we last spoke about it. I believe this is a double bottom for Hedera that is likely going to see it run to just shy of $1. Actually, is Hedera potentially setting something up here that could see it go significantly higher into the $3, $4, $5 range? We will be doing a longer video of that at a later date. But for now, Hedera ticks a lot of boxes. It's moved out of what we believe is a kind of, phase 1, an accumulative phase, into a uptrending phase. Phase 2 is how we look at it, and it did that on this break of this clear resistance. It used to be support. Is it going to act as support once more? Are we going to see a further pullback? That's still to be seen. Even if we do, that would be a golden opportunity to accumulate for ultimately what's to come, and that's going to be an epic 2025 in my opinion. There's also a double bottom. Not only does it look good from a how markets move sort of point of view, in their kind of cycles. Remember, markets driven by human beings. Human beings often do things, rinse and repeat things. There's also a double bottom that gives us confluence in regards to the direction things are going. On the smaller time frames, I just think this is going to be consolidation that's going to lead to continuation. We looked at a potential bull pennant. That still very much could be in play, and this just could be an extended sort of bull pennant. And that would give you, depending on where you want to take your sort of poll from, that's going to run you into your sort of dollar range also. So I do think this is going to lead to continuation for Hedera. And ultimately, we're very sort of steadfast on the fact that you've got higher prices coming for Hedera regardless of the short term. If it wants to pull back to this point of previous resistance, now hopefully flip to support, as is very common in a phase 2. And we've looked at that many times. We're okay with that. If it continues from here, we're also okay with that. We've done a lot of our accumulation throughout what we've always identified as an accumulative phase for Hedera. So bright days ahead of us. Let's talk now about Hedera Hashgraph Governing Council member, BitGo. Now, BitGo joined on the 28th of February 2024. And let's look at what their CEO had to say. So their CEO is Mike Belshi. We're going to dive over to a clip of him just the other day on CNBC. He also brings in the crypto czar, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about sort of Hedera's involvement with BitGo more broadly. So Mike Belshi, co-founder and CEO of BitGo, said, there is immense value in a diversity of purpose-driven networks. Remember, Hedera is the enterprise distributed ledger. The enterprise, it's not a blockchain, it's a DAG, but a DLT. Which is why we remain steadfast in our support for Hedera as a network that will push the boundaries of use cases, product development, and performance limits. BitGo has played a leading role in Web3 since its inception, so we recognize that it takes many participants to come together to drive real change. We see significant opportunities for future product development with Hedera through our involvement with the Hedera Council, especially in the context of real-world tokenization, settlement, and payment verticals. Now, it's very interesting because BitGo is essentially a custodian. The world will be tokenized, and BitGo are already playing a leading role in that in the Web3 world. With the collision of Web3 and the traditional world, BitGo is only going to further that role, and actually they're going to look to Hedera to help enable all of that. And we'll talk about what Mike Belshi said on CNBC in regards to the year ahead. And he also brings in the crypto czar, who I guess through BitGo and being an investor in it, there is a link there to Hedera, although he's not sort of mentioned it himself. Let's continue to read. BitGo, which provides institutional-grade security for digital assets, currently supports HTS tokens within its wallet platform, so the Hedera tokenization service. BitGo provides the security and operational backbone for more than 1,500 institutional clients in 50 countries. This includes Fortune 100 brands, over 200 crypto exchanges, governments, regulators, intergovernmental organizations, hedge funds, asset managers, venture capitalist firms, market makers, family offices, pension funds, and ultra-high net worth individuals. Through its continued relationship with the Hedera network, BitGo plans to explore the future opportunities to expand offering support with the Go network, its real-time USD and digital asset settlement network. Bill Miller, chairman and membership committee for Hedera, said BitGo has extensive expertise and real-world experience with product development and architecture, government regulations, tokenomics, and go-to-market strategies, which they will bring to Hedera Council and the wider Hedera ecosystem. Beyond this, BitGo is an important name in the industry and is a project suitably aligned with the Hedera vision for security, scalability, speed, and sustainability. We're excited to see the relationship between Hedera and BitGo unfold in the light of today's news. So this is huge news. This was huge news at the time. We saw a clip on the actual announcement of BitGo joining the governing council of Hedera. We saw a very short take from Mike Belshi, who of course is the CEO of BitGo. Let's now dive in. He appeared on CNBC just the other day. Let's now dive into that.
Mike Belshi, BitGo is a cryptocurrency trading and storage platform. Hey, good to see you, Mike.
Hey, Frank, good to see you also.
All right, so Mike, we were just talking about it just now. Bitcoin, huge run up year to date, even bigger run up after the election. What's going to push this higher? What isn't already priced in?
Actually, I think the regulatory is somewhat priced in, but in general, we've seen that these news events don't always price in until they're actually here. So, look, we have a new administration coming in. Things look very promising. People are very excited. They're very bullish, but it's not here yet. So, actually, I think we're going to continue to see the effects of that all through 2025. Remember that for the last 2.5 years, we've had not just a regulatory environment that didn't want to help you. We had a regulatory environment that was actively trying to kill you. So, all of a sudden, with that changing in the opposite direction, we're going to continue to see good gains next year.
All right. What about David Sachs? He's going to be the, quote unquote, crypto czar. Do you think that's not priced into some of these upside moves we've seen in crypto?
I think it's indicative of what this administration is about. They want to see innovation happen. They want to see it happen here in America. They want to see America's strength. So, David Sachs helping both on the AI side as well as on the crypto side is phenomenal. He happens to be a big investor in BitGo. I've known David for 10 years, I think, at this point. So, look, he's a phenomenal mind. He's been seen all over the ALLIN podcast for the last couple of years, and people see exactly how capable this man is. So I think he's going to be a great help to the administration, and he's going to help make sure that the policies that they're looking for come through.
Of course, Mike Belshi mentions the crypto czar, of course, David O. Sachs. This is Donald Trump. I'm pleased to announce that David O. Sachs will be the White House AI and crypto czar. In the important role, David will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrencies, two areas critical to the future of America's competitiveness. David will focus on making America the clear global leader in both areas. He will safeguard free speech online and steer us away from big tech bias and censorship. He will work on a legal framework so the crypto industry has clarity in being asked for and can thrive in the US. David will also lead the President Council Advisory for Science and Technologies. Now, David O. Sachs, of course, is a big, as said by Mike Belshi, investor in BitGo, who, of course, is now looking to use and utilize Hedera. Also, I think JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley also backed BitGo. Big names behind it. In this evolution, or in this sort of tech evolution that crypto is leading, you're actually going to see a lot of these players look to use and utilize distributed ledgers. Otherwise, they get left behind, just like people that didn't utilize the internet. Ultimately, I think Hedera is an obvious choice for many of them. Let's now dive over to another video of the director of platform sales at BitGo, Frank Wang, actually talking about Hedera's involvement, or BitGo's involvement with Hedera, in more detail.
We tend to describe BitGo as probably the largest name, or oldest name even, in digital assets that most people haven't heard of, because we kind of sit in the ecosystem just under the hood, out of sight of most, I think, retail participants in crypto. Our role is as a qualified custodian, meaning we hold digital assets in a regulated bankruptcy remote structure on behalf of investors, on behalf of retail users who may trade their crypto through an exchange that's one of our clients. And we also serve as a wallet service provider. So we provide software for other companies to build their retail-facing or B2B applications that might have need for a wallet. So you can think of us as both a qualified custodian as well as a wallet services provider. Absolutely. Probably 1 out of the 3 exchanges in the world uses BitGo somehow underneath the hood. We are now custodian for some of the larger ETFs out there the recently launched Bitcoin ETFs. We are also custodian for FTX as they go through the bankruptcy process. We provide services for El Salvador for their Bitcoin wallets. We also work in the corporate and enterprise market. We provide wallets for Nike's .swoosh program. I think as all of our relationships with foundations and L1 start, it begins with support of the token or the chain in BitGo custody and wallets. And what that means is anyone building on BitGo, again, exchange and application and enterprise, the moment BitGo supports Hedera, then anyone else who offers what they do or builds on what they do using BitGo can then offer Hedera to their client base. And so that relationship goes back several years at this point. We are happily working with the foundation to not only support custody of the tokens, but we're also building some cool stuff now. We're looking at some staking. We're looking at some things related to tokenization. We custody several billion units of Hedera today, and we're looking to help grow that as we grow the ecosystem together. I'll be honest, Hedera's been on radar for quite some time, right? In my day-to-day, we speak to a lot of ecosystem participants just because our product surface area, as you can imagine, is pretty broad. So we talk to a lot of players. Hedera has come up consistently in the realm of, let's say, real estate tokenization or social networks or even payments. To be honest, I don't think we ever thought about joining the council because we didn't think we would be able to get a seat because we saw who was on that council. And we're like, well, we're a small player, even though we're pretty spread out and plugged into the crypto ecosystem. We're not some of these Fortune 100s out there. But when the opportunity came, the potential presented itself through Swirls Labs that we might be able to contribute. We got really excited about that. Our goal as a company is to deliver trust in digital assets. And as an infrastructure player, our goal, frankly, is to grow the size of the pie. We also believe in the proliferation of both crypto as well as DLT in enterprise. And so if we thought, hey, if we got a chance to be on this council and help in the ways that matter that can grow the size of this pie, we would jump at the chance.
So there we have it, guys. And this is just one aspect of what Hedera is doing, one partnership. that there's links to very important people and industries on the back end of. Hedera has hundreds of these at this point, and we're delighted and excited to be bringing you this kind of content on a daily basis, sort of highlighting that and highlighting what we believe Hedera is, and that is an opportunity. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.